Barack Obama says the United States is still on track for pulling out combat troops from Iraq by the end of August, but he also hinted that an American presence would remain in the country for the foreseeable future by saying that, quote, US sacrifice would not end in the war-torn country. James Denselow is a writer on Mideast politics and security issues. He's on the line now from London. Thanks for being with us. It's appreciated. Is it really the right time for the US to get out of Iraq? What do you think?
Well, it's interesting. This is not an announcement of new policy. The US has always been withdrawing from Iraq. As Obama talked about today, he was the sort of harbinger of the speeding up of the process of withdrawing from Iraq. They'll hand over to more of a combat support than a combat role in the coming months, and they should technically leave the country entirely by the end of next year. What's interesting, I think, is that Obama has always distanced himself from the Iraq war. Joe Biden, his vice president, has been the emissary to Iraq in recent months. I think that he's using this reminder that he's the president to take US troops out of Iraq to continue the same amount of support for his war in Afghanistan, where last month the US experienced the biggest loss of the war so far.
When the troops are gone, are you confident the country will be able to stand on its feet politically?
No, I think security and politically is both at stake in Iraq. It's a sort of irony that Barack Obama decides to make this announcement as Iraq last month endured its worst month of violence for the past 2 years. Over 500 people killed in shootings and bombings across the country. So one thing you have with Iraq is certainty of uncertainty. And I feel that both in terms of the government's ability to make policy and its ability to secure its own people are both significantly compromised.
Do you think we'll see economic stability and better security in the country soon? And if so, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Soon. When do you think that might come?
Well, the fact is that there was a dramatic increase in security in Iraq following the US-led surge, and what this did was essentially buy off parts of the insurgency to be part of the government and reduced expectations dramatically. That reduced levels of violence significantly, but those levels of violence have been creeping up steadily again, and these are partly linked to the fact that Iraq's political elite have been given a system which was helped through the American drawing up of this constitution that ensures that all parties have to be within the system to form an effective government of national unity. Now, considering the numbers of significant issues that have yet to be addressed in Iraq, whether it's the federalism law, the oil law, or issues of national reconciliation, it's simply impossible for these disparate parties to agree on anything, and they can't even agree on who's going to be in the cabinet, and that's why we haven't had a government there for 5 months. And if you don't have politics occurring within the parliament, then it's invariable as a consequence that violence will occur outside of it.
OK, well, James Denselow, expert and writer on Mideast politics and security issues, thanks for being on the programme.